Okay, so I had a problem with the reality awareness or whatever. This was my problem. I used to hear Muji, that's a spiritual guru on TV. He used to say, "Who are you? Who is the you are what watches you. You're not you. You're not your thoughts, you're not your actions, you're not your emotions. Those all come from your ego self. You are the awareness that's observing everything happening." I realize that most people can't look at their life from a different direction. They look at it from the inside out. They can't step outside of themselves and look at what they're doing and realize that they're the one that's doing it and they're also the one that's watching it. Once you're able to separate those two, which is your spiritual side and your carnal side in biblical terms, or your higher and your lower selves in spiritual terms, or however which terms you want to put it, the ego self and false self and the true self, whatever vocabulary you want to use. Once you are able to kind of turn the direction of the video camera from looking outward to outward looking at you, I think once you're able to do that, your perception changes. Because it broadens when it goes outside of you and looks back. Thank you. Your perception changes. Your the way where you're coming from and how you're thinking, and it changes. So you got somebody that's telling you that's who you are, right? But what I wasn't getting was I was going, okay, so what does that mean? I can't, dress up and get cute and stuff. See, the thing that kind of F me up too was spirituality is supposed to look a certain way. And I realized that even when you're supposed to be spiritual and being free in yourself from religion and concepts from the masses and the majority, and you're finding freer, flowier, zen-like concepts to embrace, that you're still putting yourself into a box because now you feel like you got to become a vegetarian and you got to wear your hair natural and you got to study this and you got to get all into the meditation and the hum and the meditation music, and you got to do all of that, and it's supposed to look a certain way. See, my problem is I've never fit any box, spiritual box, religious box. I've just never fit them. Like, you got to meditate in order to go inside yourself and seek the answers. I don't. I kind of just empty out while I'm breathing, and whatever answer I need, it'll float up to the surface of the ocean of my awareness. Bloop, 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 and it'll pop. Then I go, okay, there it is, and I'll pick it up and I'll use it. But I do have to get quiet, but I don't have to sit in meditation for hours and hours. I don't. That's so for somebody else that might not work. And I've done videos to say this is how I've done my path. And I've always felt like my videos were significant because black people, for the majority of black people are Christians. And what I was offering was a totally different concept, but it wasn't like the rigid Indian Eastern philosophy concept. It was like a mesh of everything. So I thought they were good videos. So I realized that it's not it's all about the roles you play, and staying in the awareness of I'm playing a role will help you to shed your ego. Okay, so I'm a nurse right now. This is the role. This is not who I am. Even though sometimes I internalize it, especially when my integrity is questioned, because that's something that my ego still clings to, is my integrity. It's my, righteousness, my being right and being good and being my heart being in the right place, being questioned or lied upon or act not acknowledge or act like it don't exist. Yeah, that sting me, that give me a gut punch. Ooh, or saying that I'm not enough the way I am. I have to look a certain way for somebody. Like, on YouTube, I've heard all type of things. You'll get more views if you do this. You'll get more views if you stop cursing so much. You'll get more views if you get the F out your kitchen with your babies all around you. Yeah, okay, well, that's defeating the whole purpose of being spiritual, because at the end of the day, being spiritual is about love, and it's about unconditional love, and it's about acceptance and awareness. And if you're sitting here judging how I'm supposed to look, how the F you gonna love me? But that's when I realized like spirituality has its own box. It's supposed to look a certain way. My problem is like the spiritual gurus never bring it back to themselves. They're so busy teaching that they don't bring it back to themselves. They don't tell you, okay, you see how I'm dressed? You see my dark, cheeky, whatever robes? This is the role I'm playing right now. It's spiritual teacher. This is not who I am. I'm awareness. But this is the role I'm playing right now in this moment at this time for this purpose. So I can help you, but I can still know who I am. I can still not get caught up in my ego, which does a very good job. But I think the thing that's stopping, and I be wondering, is this not being done on purpose? Because I think people can understand better when they see the example. So me saying that, I'm playing where if I was that spiritual teacher, I would say this is the role I'm playing right now. This is not who I am. This is the role I'm playing. I am the awareness that's watching me talk to you. But this is the role I'm playing. You have to go in your ego to function on a daily life, on a daily basis. But you just have to be careful because you're in this body, you'll always function from a place of I, because that's how we communicate. That's how we perceive ourselves. So it's all about the vocabulary of the situation. You have to use I, but instead of you saying I am a nurse, because now you're internalizing that role as a part of who you are. Now you're putting it on as part of you. This is not part of me. This is the role I play, because when I'm no longer here, it's no longer going to be here either. This is temporary. It's not a part of who I am, because I exist beyond this moment and beyond this body. So this is the role I'm playing right now. Mothers get attached to their children to the point where that possessiveness even extends to their children. These are my children. They get fiercely possessive and protective and, want to do the right thing, which there's nothing wrong with. But to an extent, if your purpose as being a mother, as playing that role, was to birth these children and to bring these children forth in this creation, for them to create themselves, I understand the disattachment. I didn't understand it at first, like Eastern philosophy, to be egoless disattaches from everything. I thought that you physically had to deny yourself the role of mother. I didn't realize that you can play that role. It's the understanding of I'm playing this role. This is not who I am. Because once you start identifying with it, you let it consume you. It's your every thought. Your thoughts are racing and your brain gets to functioning. Then you're hollering and then you're cussing and stuff. The crazy part is I can go without hollering at my kids now. And I couldn't before. The reason why is my children are perfect because they're part of this creation. And I have to give them ability to create for themselves. I can play this role of a guider, of a teacher, even of a disciplinarian. But I was stuck in a disciplinarian. It's like I was trying to force them down the path that I wanted them to go. And now that my daughter's older, now that she's going to be 15 next week, and she is not on the path that I wanted her to be on, I'm realizing that the forcing that I'm doing, that just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Not only that, but it comes up, what are you doing? It comes from such a negative place. It leaves everybody feeling negative. So I said, conscious change is in order. Okay. Sometimes you can just choose to think another thought. But you have to be very conscious, very aware of your thoughts to do that. And most people's thoughts come automatically. Man, you pissed me off. I'm going to cuss you. You can choose. Wait, I'm not going to react like that. You really got to slow down life. And life moves really fast. What are you doing? You can't do that. Life moves really fast, It's like Ferris Bueller. You need to stop and look around or you might miss it. You can stop. Didn't I say no? Hey, don't eat that. Why are you eating everything? You must be hungry. So, I'm looking around for something for her to eat. Let me go get my daughter something to eat, y'all. I'll be back.